What's going on, Crunch Nation? It's Crunch here coming at you with another YouTube video, and today, boys, we are going to be going over the 85-86 power-up pass and the best players to use that power-up pass on. Now, I already did do the 82-84 power-up pass and the 62-81 power-up passes. So if you have not checked out those videos, make sure you check the link down below. I will have them in the description, so go ahead and check them out after this video. If you're new to the channel, what we do here, we do a bunch of coin making methods, gameplays, theme teams, pretty much anything you can think of for Madden Ultimate Team. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe, comment, and turn that noti bell. But we will get into the first card that we are doing, and that is 86 Tyler Lockett. Now, a lot of people probably have him as NAT because he's very fast and you get him for doing the Lamar set or the Tyrann Mathieu. But if you didn't do that, definitely worth using the power-up pass here. It's going to save you a lot of coin, 105k. He's 88 speed, 87 excel, 90 agility. Catching stats are all decent. Change of direction, juke move, ball carrier vision, all very good. If you need a fast, deep threat, go with Tyler Lockett. Next, we will get into Lamar Jackson. Now, another caveat here, Lamar Jackson is somebody that most people have because you get the 86 for free if you pre-ordered the game on MVP edition. So if you did that, you probably have him. If you didn't, it can save you a bunch of coins because Lamar is one of the best quarterbacks in the game, if not the best, with 88 speed, 88 excel, 86 agility, 85 throw power. The throw on the run's really good, mediums, little not so good, but the break sack is good and he always gets upgrades, so keep that in mind. He will get upgraded again. He already got the 89, so we will move on to the next one, and that is Tyrann Mathieu. And he's definitely here because of his 89, and the 89 is a very solid card. I'm not going to cover these stats here so much because if you're powering him up, the biggest thing you want to do is go get that 89 because he can get 90 man, 90 zone if you come him up a little bit with lockdown. So keep that in mind. This card is a very, very good strong safety to start out the game when you're hitting both of those thresholds and the speed isn't that bad. Next, we will move on to Jalen Ramsey, who is right around 90k. The stats aren't too great, but it's about what this card can be in the future, and he's not terrible if you need a corner. But powered up, he's going to be 85 speed, 87 excel. The man and zone definitely aren't going to hit the threshold, but the next time he gets a card, they probably will. Catching stats is good. He's a big body, physical receiver, and he will definitely be one of the better corners anytime he gets a brand new card. Next, we will move on to Von Miller, and I'm going to throw a little wrench in this one too. I don't know exactly how often or how they're going to upgrade Von Miller because he's out for the season. So Team of the Week cards, all that, don't expect anything like that. But this Von Miller card is very good. If you need a card right now, go for it. They could give like Masters or something like that. Von Miller can get a card because they like giving Von Miller cards. So I still think he'll get some cards, but don't hold me to that. But he's better. He's one of the best outside linebackers in the game right now. So I'm not against you going out and doing this and just going to get him. Next, we'll move on to another wide receiver, and that is Julio Jones. Julio Jones is pretty solid with the 85 speed, 84 excel, 85 agility. Now, his price tag is a little under 90k, and the biggest thing I could say with Julio is that most of you guys are not going to be able to afford to power him up all the way because his limited card is ridiculously expensive until we get series reduxes like we did last year. If we get them, it's going to be hard for a lot of you guys to power him up all the way. So if you want to just use him at this, he'd be an 87 in the power up. I'm not against that. Still pretty solid card, but if you want him maxed out, it's going to be hard for most of you guys. Next, we will move to a guard, and that's David Deal. pretty slow, but everything else is really solid. The strength, all the pass block, run block, he's all very solid. And you can also get him up to a 90 if you have him in his power up with training. So keep that in mind. I'm sure a couple of those stats will touch higher 80s and maybe even in the 90s with the run block power and the pass block power. Could potentially be a very, very good guard. Next, we're going to go to London Fletcher. And the one downfall at London Fletcher, he is 5'10". But everything else is pretty solid. The speed, solid. Rush defense, not too bad. The zone coverage is okay. Very good user card if you need another middle linebacker. If you don't have the Junior Seau or you don't have Sam Mills all the way up, because most of us don't have him, maybe in the low 80s at most for most people at this point. So definitely something that you can use for the meantime. Next, we will move on to an O lineman, and that is Brandon Brooks with his 64 speed, 75 excels. Not too terrible for a guard. The 87 strength is nice, and all the stats besides lead block are very good. Now the lead block is lacking a good bit, so if you don't want to use this card because of that, I don't blame you. But he is one of the best guards in the game, so go for Brandon Brooks if you need a guard. And last but not least, we are going to be going over Ryan Ramczyk, somebody I use on my team. He's got 55 speed, 59 excel, pretty slow at that point, but the 81 strength isn't that bad. Got good awareness, and all the blocking stats are in the 80s. I very pride myself on making sure all of them are in the 80s at this point in the game, because that's about the best that you can do for the thresholds. So if you need a tackle, go out and get Ryan Ramczyk. Very good, and he gets a lot of upgrades, so you could potentially have him for a while. Now, that's all we got for you, boys. If you liked the video, like I said, make sure you like it, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any players that I forgot on this list. I did this myself. KJ helped a little bit, so I definitely could have missed somebody. I am stupid sometimes, but keep that in mind. Just comment down below if you are using any of these guys and which ones you have your power up passes on. But that's all we got, boys. Peace.